Live from the NJ.com studio comes the only weekly TV podcast you'll need, where a lofty critic squares off with an obsessed superfan on everything from highbrow drama to lowbrow reality. The cocktail shaker is ready. Prepare for your TV hangover. Now, your hosts, Vicki Hyman and Erin Medley.
Hello and welcome to Lucky episode number 13.
It is my lucky number. I was born on the 13th.
Really? Mm-hmm. Was it a Friday?
It was not. It was a Wednesday.
Well, not the same. This is Erin Medley. I'm here with Vicki Hyman, and you are listening to TV Hangover. That's it. That show's over.
Okay.
Just kidding. Just kidding. It's a weird day. It's Tuesday. We're recording the podcast. We usually record it on Wednesdays, but some people will have to take off Wednesday through Friday.
Erin,
that would be
not me. I came in on my day off last week to record this. Remember?
And I was like, no, we could just do it on Tuesday on my time off. Don't forget to follow us on social media. On Twitter, we're at TV Hangover Show. I'm at E_meds, and Vicki is
Vicki High, Vickihy.
That's right. And we have an email address. It's tvhangovershow@nj.com. Since no one has ever emailed us, I'm going to assume that's too long for you to remember. So just tweet us at TV Hangover Show, which you guys do well, and we really appreciate it. So Vicki, what's been going on in your life?
Well, I was catching up on some TV during my days off.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up on The Americans, which
what?
I'm sorry.
What season are you on?
Oh my God. Well, I was told that I could skip season 2, so I'm on season 3.
How can you you can't, first of all, you can't skip any season.
I have to
of The
catch
Americans.
up on so much television. It's ridiculous.
Oh my. Well, I'm the one to talk. I still have Gallivant from last season,
which wasn't bad.
It was only like 4 episodes, and it was
actually kind of cute, and it's coming back.
It's
surprise,
coming back for
surprise.
like 8 episodes this time. I don't know if I can do it. I also have 3 full seasons of Grimm on my DVR.
Oh my God.
We've talked about that
you could just
before.
kill those out.
No, one day I'm gonna sit there and watch all like 50 something that I have. Vicki, it's been an interesting week for TV news. Kind of slow. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the holiday season. But the big news a few days ago was that Mike and Molly, the show starring Melissa McCarthy, has been canceled.
Which she was apparently pretty upset about, although everybody assumes that it got canceled because she's got better things to do.
That's what I would assume.
Which she does. But, you know, it had a nice run.
It did have a nice run. It's in its 6th season now.
Made a lot of people a lot of money.
And I think the ratings were okay.
They were fine.
You know, they're not Big Bang Theory ratings for CBS, but they were fine. Mm-hmm. It's very King of Queens, that show. I love King of Queens. It's a good show.
Yes, although instead of having, you know, a fat guy and his gorgeous wife, there were 2 overweight people starring in the show, which was groundbreaking for the time.
I really enjoy how you called Kevin James fat and then called the other 2 overweight.
Well, I'm sorry, because I really shouldn't call him
Correct.
fat. He's not. But the trope is that you have a schlubby guy and his hot wife. I sort of meant schlubby. I didn't mean fat.
Okay. You know how you get angry tweets when you
start. I know. And I actually have a rule trying not to comment on people's appearances, but it was big news when they were cast
big news.
for the show.
You see what she did there?
I'm
just trying to get you in trouble.
Don't get me in trouble.
Remember those James Spader fans?
Yes, please don't remind me.
What did you call him?
I think I might have called him pudgy and pudgy and balding, a middle-aged guy. Why are we bringing this up?
I don't know.
I think James Spader is a master actor.
Oh, yeah.
I was making a point that if you're going to do a show just like his show, and if you're going to star a woman, and of course the woman has to be young, hot, naked, and covered in tattoos.
I see you want
to
go
That was
down,
my only point.
Go down that Twitter trail again. Don't send your angry tweets to me. Send them to Vicki. Also in TV news, The Leftovers, which just wrapped up season 2, has been renewed by HBO.
Surprised, but incredibly happy about
that. For a 3rd and final season.
That's fine. That's fine. I think they have just enough to spool it out for one more season.
I do. I really think, and I can't take full credit, I did read some things online, that season 3 will have a lot to do with Australia.
Well, it could, because they set that in motion with Kevin's father moving to Australia, and there was always, they never really talked about the magazines, the National Geographics that we had seen around.
Right.
So.
And in the very beginning of the season, there was that news report about a guy who had been departed, who walked out of a cave in Australia.
Oh.
And everyone thought it was Holy Wayne, if you read the internet.
Wow.
So who knows? If we see Justin Theroux and Jennifer Aniston heading to Australia for any reason, it's probably related to The Leftovers.
Although I think they really could just stay in Texas and deal with the Murphys, because a lot of stuff blew up with them at the end of the last season. So
I agree, but don't you think that was one of the strong points of season 2, is that they changed the world and brought in new people? I mean, we still had the familiar faces, but...
Well, they did, but we kept up with the Garveys, and now I'd like to keep up with the Murphys. Because, I mean,
coming to you on CBS next
Keeping
season.
up with the Murphys.
Keeping up with the Murphys. Vicki, so something that happened last week, the Golden Globe nominations came out. You know, I love the Golden Globes, my favorite award show of the season.
Because they get drunk.
Because they get drunk, and I will never forget, as a teenager, watching Christine Lottie.
In the bathroom, right?
She was in Christine Lottie in the potty, missed receiving her award because she was in the bathroom.
That was hysterical.
That was really good. I just love those moments. And Ricky Gervais is the host, and he takes no prisoners.
He doesn't, although I'm going to miss Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
I felt like their last run, though, was kind of meh. Because they weren't on stage a lot. They were on stage like 3 times.
True. But, you know, they're still a great team. Maybe they'll come back in a couple of years.
Are you going to go see Sisters, the movie?
Probably not. I don't get to see a lot of movies. I don't. I'm usually watching television.
I know.
Any movie I usually make it a point to see in the theaters. It's because I'm going to see it with my son.
Oh, so are you going to see Star Wars? I assumed that was going to be the case. All right. Well, maybe he wants to watch a movie about middle-aged women getting drunk and having.
You could just do that at home.
With your TV watching club?
No, just me.
Oh, just you. Got it. So there were a few. I would say a couple of snubs. I wouldn't say a few. I really thought, and maybe it's because it wasn't eligible, that Justin Theroux for The Leftovers.
I thought I wouldn't know why the Leftovers wouldn't be eligible.
Right?
I mean, it started airing. I don't really know the answer to that, but I was also surprised that there was nothing for The Leftovers.
Nothing.
0.
The other thing that I was really surprised about was the number of nominations for CW actresses.
I love that.
Oh, my goodness.
Last year, Gina Rodriguez won for Best Actress in a Comedy.
She did.
And one of the biggest thrills I had was seeing Rebecca Bloom from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, one of my new favorite shows of the year, get nominated in that category.
Same category.
Yeah, same category. Actually, they're against each other. I hope they don't split the vote.
Series. I don't think they will. I don't know.
I don't know.
But if they
I was very happy to see that, because she is, I mean, the show may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you cannot deny that she is incredibly talented. She's a co-creator of the show. She writes, she sings, she dances, she acts.
She does. And she's funny.
She's incredibly funny.
And I have continued to watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and it has grown on me more. I really liked the pilot. Then I was sort of, on the fence about it for a few weeks, and now I'm back on, except I think that if they want the show to continue, the Josh Chan obsession sort of has to go away. It slowly needs to dissipate.
Or it's just got to take a different turn.
Or it has to take a different turn. Right, because every week it seems kind of one note. He says something, she, amplifies it in her mind 100%, and, things happen. But that, to me, is the least interesting part of the entire show.
I love the relationship she has with her coworker.
Me too.
I think she's absolutely fabulous.
She should have been nominated for supporting actor.
She should have been.
Or actress. What were some of your other surprises?
I was absolutely thrilled to see Outlander get a lot of love this season. It got nominated for Best Drama. Katrina, she's got that weird spelling. I've actually never said her name before.
It looks like Catriona.
I can't say her name. Nominated for Best Actress, also along with Eva Green from Penny Dreadful on Showtime.
Yes.
Both of whom they're just both so fierce and amazing. So thrilled to see them up there.
I think that in the Actress in a TV series drama, we have Taraji P. Henson and Viola Davis. And I think unlike the Emmys, they're going to split the vote.
Why do you say that?
Are you trying to...
I'm just wondering, Erin. What are you saying?
A race question?
I'm just asking.
As an African American,
yes,
I think they're going to split the vote. Okay. I'm just saying at the Golden Globes. And then if that were the case, who would the winner be? Robin Wright?
No. I mean, I was actually very happy to see that House of Cards did not get a lot of love because I think it did fairly well at the SAGs.
Yeah.
And it just was such a weak season altogether. I mean, I still think Robin Wright is great, but it was a bad season.
It was a bad season.
Yeah.
Another surprise, Rami Malek for The Robot.
Yeah, I know you're loving that.
Mr. Robot, not The Robot. I do love that. You know, he's one of my TV boyfriends.
I do know that.
I know. He's like your Morris Chestnut, except he gets nominated for awards.
No, it's interesting when you look at the best TV series drama. You have Empire, Game of Thrones, Mr. Robot, Narcos on Netflix, and Outlander. Which
what
is
the hell
very
is
strange.
Narcos?
Narcos is Pablo Escobar trying to defeat him. You know, drug runner, gritty drama.
Why had I never heard of the show before the
It
Golden
came out
Globe
over the
nominations?
summer. It's gotten really good reviews. I have not gotten through all of it, as is the case with most series on television.
I think for those of you listening who may not be as familiar with the Golden Globes, it is the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Those are the members who decide on the nominees, and they have a history of being a little out there with their
They're more
choices.
willing to go out there than the Emmys are, certainly.
Correct.
But I thought this was just a really out there bunch.
Oh, it's beyond bizarre. I mean, what the heck, Vicki, is TV series comedy nominee casual?
Oh, it's a Hulu streaming series. It's pretty funny. It's very it's kind of vulgar, kind of biting. If I was going to put anything in that category, I would have put Catastrophe, which was an Amazon streaming series, which was absolutely incredible, vulgar, but incredibly charming. I don't know how they did it.
What is Mozart in the Jungle?
Oh, that was another show that came, very artsy kind of streaming show. I think did somebody get it? I think somebody got nominated from that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's nominated for TV series
No.
comedy.
I think one of the actors got nominated.
Oh.
And I can't remember who it was.
Gail Garcia Bernal.
Yes.
Look, I don't know any of these shows, Vicki. This is the first Golden Globes nominations where I'm like, I don't know. They're going to pan these people in the audience, and I'm going to need like a wiki. Like I'm going to have to go to Wikipedia and look these people up because I'm going to have no idea who they are or what their shows are.
Wagner Moura for Narcos.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, any other surprises or snubs?
I was a little surprised at Jessica Jones, and when you look at all the streaming series that did well, that they overlooked Marvel's Daredevil and Marvel's Jessica Jones, which I thought were two very, very well crafted, very, very strong entries this year. Especially, all of you know about my adoration for Jessica Jones, and I'll be talking about later this episode.
Will you?
Yes, I will be.
Of this podcast?
Yes.
Oh, I know why.
Yes, you know why.
I won't spoil it for you listeners. So, Vicki, a show that you absolutely do not watch and has not been nominated for a Golden Globe.
Is it anything on VH1 or...
Oh, my gosh. Let's not even talk about VH1, okay? Because Love and Hip Hop,
yes,
the
I got
original,
your email last night.
Love and Hip Hop, the original, premiered its new season last night. And why I say the original, it's the one in New York, set in New York. And there is one woman on there who's from Jersey, as she describes herself, a former hoe, I kid you not, named Mariah Lynn.
Aren't we all?
And if we don't... Are we? And if we don't get Mariah Lynn on this show to spit some dope rhymes, I'm going to be very upset.
Will you take the lead on that interview?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I will make it happen.
I have watched every single season and every franchise version of Love and Hip Hop on VH1.
I'm making it happen.
You make it happen. Producer Anthony, Mariah, like Carrie, Lynn, Lynn, make it happen on the show. Podcast listeners, someone has to keep it classy, and that would be Vicki. It's not me. All right, so the show I was actually talking about is Survivor.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
You've heard of that show? So Wednesday night of this week, tomorrow, Survivor will have its season finale, season 30-something. I can't even remember at this point. So we have Andrew Zuckerman here. He is a producer for NJ.com, and he is a Survivor fan like I am, Andrew.
Thanks for having me back
Of
on the
course.
TV hangover.
That's right. Andrew's usually slumming it with those pro sports guys, but we've elevated him.
Vicky's not excited
Sports,
to see
I've
me
heard
here.
of that.
Vicky doesn't know about any of this stuff. So, Andrew, we're coming through to the finale, which correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like is a little rushed. We're going to have we have 6 players left and 4 tribal councils to go until we get a winner.
I think it's the first time there's been four tribals in a finale, isn't it?
I don't know how they're going to squeeze it in. It's
Yeah.
going to be an action-packed. It's a 3-hour night, 1-hour finale, so that's 2 hours to get in 4 tribal councils, where usually we get 1 tribal council per hour.
I thought that there was a chance that we might see a Final Four for the first time, but we've seen the CBS promos that say 4 tribal councils, so that means it is a Final 3.
Final 3.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Last season we had Final 2, right? A couple recently.
Yeah, recently we've had Final 2. They've mixed it up.
Yeah, I prefer the Final 2.
But they had a larger jury this year, so I thought they might, expand the finals too.
Not the case. So, who do we have left in contention? We have Kelly Wentworth. We have Kimmy. We have Tasha. Jeremy. Spencer. And the old guy, Keith. So those are our contenders.
And I think there's only 3 real contenders in there. Spencer, Jeremy, and Kelly.
Agreed. 100%.
No one else can win, right?
The other 3 are just kind of rolling along. I think they believe they're playing the game, but they're actually not playing the game.
Right. And how ridiculous was last week's vote when they chose to get rid of a Final 3 GOAT to make the fans happy? I've never seen anything like that before.
I disagree. Even though I know that Abby Maria
Yeah.
was a GOAT, I do not believe that she deserved to make the finals. She was definitely not playing the game. She was so not playing the game that when they revealed the final votes at Tribal, she voted for Keith.
But that's the person you want to sit next to at the end.
I don't want to
That's
sit
why
next
you
to
don't
her.
want to get rid of her.
As
a fan, we don't want to see
No.
it, but anybody that's out there should want her at the end.
I think that anyone who respects the game leaves her
But what's the goal of the game?
at Ponderosa.
What's the goal of the game?
To win.
To win $1 million. And the quickest
But
way
there
to
are
win $1
other
million
people-
is to sit next to somebody who has no chance to win.
But you have other people who you can bring with you who also have no chance to win. Those people would be Tasha and Kimmy and that third person whose name I can't even recall 2 minutes after we said it.
Keith.
Exactly.
But I think the difference is we as viewers get to see that, but when the contestants are out there playing the game, they know Abby Maria can't win. They don't necessarily know the other ones can. They know everybody hated Abby Maria.
But I think in a redemption second chance season that these players, it's not their first rodeo. I think that if they were first-time players, then yes, keeping Abby Maria would make sense. But I think they understand that other players in the game would respect the decision to let her go and to really up the competition.
But the players on the jury who have also played before should know that they should respect the fact that you were able to bring the GOAT to the end. You eliminated every other piece of competition, and you got the GOAT to sit next to you. That deserves $1 million.
That's the easy thing to do. To keep the GOAT around is the easy thing to do.
You've played the best game to get to that point.
Absolutely not. I disagree. I disagree. I think that to keep around the floater, as we would call them if this were Big Brother, is super.
The floater?
The floater, yes.
Grab your life vest, Vicki.
Yeah, floaters grab a life vest. Vicky, we're going to get you to watch Big Brother next summer.
God, no.
Yes,
I watched
absolutely.
this season very early on with Chicken George, and that almost
That's
turned me off television
so
forever.
long ago.
It was so awful.
No,
Big Brother's 3 times a week.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
No, you'll be watching that. I'm 100% positive.
No.
Absolutely. So we're going into this finale, Andrew. Who do you think will win?
I like Jeremy's chances. He's got an idol. I think Spencer has upset some people by playing the middle and turning on people. I like Jeremy's chances.
I'm going to say I want Jeremy to win, but Spencer's getting the winner's edit.
That's true. And I think last time I was on the podcast, we said that, and that was about 5-6 weeks ago.
Yeah, that
so
was
we've seen
a
it
while
coming
ago.
the whole time.
We have seen it coming. Survivor's not good about not tipping their hand when it comes to editing. Like, you kind of know, for the most part, who's not going to make it to the end. You may not know who's going to get voted out that episode, but you know who's not going to make it to the end.
Right.
Like,
when Keith gets an entire episode of screen time that he hasn't had for 7 episodes in a row, you know he's either going home or he's going home soon.
Right. Well, that one episode where Kelly Wigglesworth went home, she got her first confessional in like weeks. So you kind of knew that the end was near. Well, thanks, Zuckerman.
Real quickly, where does this season rank for you all time?
Oh, it's top 5.
Yeah, it's
this
gotta
season's
be up
been
there,
really
right?
good. I will admit, this has been a really great season of Survivor. I think I always like when they bring back players who've played the game before, and I'll go out on the limb and say I wouldn't mind seeing Boston Rob back for the 4th time.
Fifth time, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm in. Anything Boston Rob does, I'm watching.
I think Jersey Vicky's tired of Boston Rob here, so I'm going to
I know
give the
who you're
microphone
talking
back.
about.
Oh, well,
he's the one who married a fellow contestant.
Yes.
They have like Survivor kids now, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Look at that. Amba.
Who won, I think, the season they were both on,
did.
right? I sort of keep up.
Oh, well, all right. Well, in that case. So speaking of excellent television, Vicki, it's time that we go out on a limb here. Maybe it's not a limb for you because I think you've already written this post for NJ.com.
I'm in the middle of writing it, but I had to deliver my list for the Television Critics Association ranking.
So we're going to talk about our favorite shows of the year. Now, I have some. I don't know if they count. I have them on my list, but they didn't technically premiere this year. Like they may have started their season in fall of 2014.
No, sure.
That's fine.
Absolutely.
All right. I didn't know the rules.
No, anything was on television this year.
Oh, well, that's easy. All right. So I'll go first, Tia.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Jane the Virgin.
Is this number 1 or number 5? What are we doing?
Oh,
top
we
5?
have to do it in order? Wait. Then okay. That's
Spoiler
number...
alert.
Damn it. I didn't know the rules. No, I'm going to give it number 1. So
Okay.
that's
fair enough. We can start for number
pick.
1.
Okay. I know there's less, there isn't a lot of anticipation if you start with number 1.
Let's move on.
But I've already done it. All right. So Jane the Virgin, I thought that freshman season was excellent. I love the crazy storylines. I think Gina Rodriguez is a great actress. I mean, she's very believable. You sort of empathize with her. She's a character you want to root for. And really all of the characters on that show have something that pull you in. So Jane the Virgin, hands down, my favorite show of the year. I will say that in season 2, I'm not as enamored with it, but I still think it's a quality program for the CW. Give me one of yours.
Okay, well, should I start with number 5?
No,
then?
you start with number 5. Do it right.
Number 5, I'm going to go for Mad Men.
What?
Yes, and I admit that a lot of it is influenced by what I find I thought was an almost perfect finale. Because I really wasn't crazy for much of the season. The final run of episodes, I just felt like they were sort of spinning their wheels, especially with Don's obsession with the sad waitress, but it did lead him on the road trip that ultimately proved transformational. But when I think about the final season, I think about Peggy and Joan, which, and Peggy, of course, to me is the real hero of the show, Don being the anti-hero.
Right.
And there were 2 moments that absolutely made it for me, and one was when Joan, after being, belittled and sexually harassed, is going down the elevator with Peggy and saying, I want to burn this place down. And you're just like, oh, Joan, do it. And then, of course, there's also Peggy striding into the halls of McCann Erickson with her sunglasses, her cigarette, and a pornographic octopus under a
with her sunglasses.
Under her arm.
Classic scene.
I just thought that they were incredibly satisfying, and that little twist in the end about Dawn creating what will turn out to be probably the most famous commercial of all time.
Yes.
Perfect.
I would sing it, but I can't exactly remember the words right now. Speaking of Mad Men, only 1 Golden Globe nomination.
Mad Men has been losing its luster in the award shows for some time. I was just very happy to see Jon Hamm finally win his Emmy.
Yes. So if he doesn't win the Golden Globe,
it's okay.
Meh. All right. So I guess I'll keep going in my messed up order here. My number 2 show of the year, Wayward Pines.
Wow, okay. And it got I don't know if we discussed it, but it got renewed for a second season.
It did get renewed for a second season. I hope they're going to go with a new cast. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, we don't have Matt Dillon anymore. He died.
Yes,
so we need a new leading man.
This is true, but they did take us a little bit into the future.
That's true,
and I think there's plenty there to dig their teeth into. Yeah, I was actually very surprised. Wayward Pines made my list of top 10 new shows of the year, but did not crack my top 10 overall.
Really?
Yes, but I thought it was great.
I thought it was a really enjoyable summer show. Now, the problem with it is that one of the shows that I enjoyed last year was the one with Kevin Bacon. And the serial killer. The Following. I really enjoyed The Following when I thought it was, a 13 episode and done kind of show.
Ago.
2 years ago. Oh, yeah, they had 3 seasons. 13 episode and done show. And then they brought it back for the second season, and it was kind of like, what the? Yeah. This was good the first time. Like, leave it alone. I feel Wayward Pines could head in that direction.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, what's your number 4?
My number 4 was a new show, Better Call Saul, which I believe was my second favorite new show of the year. You'll recall it was the prequel to Breaking Bad, and a lot of people were kind of puzzled by this pick. You're taking Saul Goodman, the sleazy, very entertaining, but sort of one-note lawyer from Breaking Bad, and giving him his prequel. And it just shows that, Vince Gilligan and I think Peter Tolan, if I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong there. Maybe that's the Rescue Me guy. Rewind, take it back. Let's just say the creators of Breaking Bad should not be underestimated. It is full of black humor. It's really interestingly shot. It's full of these wonderfully weird but believable characters. And as I said, he was Saul Goodman on Breaking Bad. He's Jimmy McGill here, a struggling lawyer trying to overcome his own bad criminal impulses and be a better man, which is kind of the opposite of what Breaking Bad did. And even though it's lighter at this point than Breaking Bad, certainly than the end of Breaking Bad, I am really excited to see where it goes. And just like in Breaking Bad, we were dying to see how Walter White was going to use his brains to figure out use yay science to figure out how to get him out of these fixes he's in. Jimmy McGill does the same thing, but using basically his criminal instincts. I thought it was excellent, and Michael McKean as his nutty brother was also great.
Well, I never got into Breaking Bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. And again, Mike Ehrmantraut returns Jonathan Banks, who was nominated last year for an Emmy, I think. Is also a TV boyfriend of mine, even though he's 65, but I adore him.
No, there are some old guys who are hot. Harrison Ford.
I can't say that Jonathan Banks is hot, but there's just something about him that I adore this character so much. So happy to see him back.
All right. Well, this is the point on our list where we'll actually be on the same number.
Okay.
Number 3. All right. My third, favorite show of the year? I'm going to go with...
Are you still deciding right now?
The Leftovers.
Good choice.
Yes! Vicki Hyman.
Very good choice.
Gives me a kudos. The second season of The Leftovers was maybe some of the finest hours on television. And when I can watch a show and every week come out of it saying, I don't know what the hell is going on, but I really enjoy it, that's the sign of a good show to me. It keeps you engaged. You care about the characters. You want to know their backstories. I think, as I mentioned earlier in the show, it was a good idea to take them out of, where were they? Mapleton, New York, and take them to Jordan, Texas. And, I really like the role that they gave Liv Tyler this year. I mean, she was in the same role last year, but she was sort of a bit player. And this year, she really stepped into her own. Meg was the driving force behind the entire season. If you've watched the finale, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I just thought it was really, really well done. Loved it.
I will agree with you in a few moments.
Oh, really? What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Fargo, which just ended its second season last night, and my number 2 show, which I won't mention yet, I kept going back and forth between these two as to which one would get the number 2 spot. But Fargo continued exactly what it was doing the first season. It's an anthology show that grapples with crime and morality in the Midwest. It's got a very specific tone that is incredible to watch. It has a different shooting style this season. It took a lot out of 70s film tropes, which I really loved watching. And for a show that is so incredibly bloody and gory, I mean, like, the bodies just piled up this season. It is probably one of the most moral shows on television. As you all know, it's based on the Coen brothers' Fargo movie, and you'll recall at the end of that, after his horrible crime spree, you have Marge Gunderson taking away this guy who just shoved Steve Buscemi through a wood chipper, and she looks at him and she says, "There's more to life than a little money, you know? Don't you know that?" And this season sort of ended the same way, where you have the survivors are the ones who are trying to live a good life, and, you know, everybody else sort of gets what's coming to them.
Did they explain the UFO?
No, they didn't explain the UFO. But again, it's like with the Leftovers, you're just going on with it, because everything else is like, okay, they don't really explain it. There are a couple of Easter eggs from the second season that reflect back on the first season, which were very interesting. It was such an enjoyable season, and it gets my number 3 spot.
All right. Well, my number 4 spot, because I love this list. My number 4 spot goes to Blackish.
Good choice.
Thank you. You seem surprised.
Yeah, no.
What do you think? I'm going to have all reality shows on here?
No, it's just that I think a lot of people think of Blackish as like sort of like a sub-Modern Family.
No.
And I think it's so much better. It's gotten better than Modern Family.
Absolutely agree. The second season has been really strong. The topics that they broach with humor, I mean, I'm always amazed. The first episode this season was about the N-word. And it's like, what other show can do 30 minutes on the N-word and not offend anyone and make you laugh?
And make you think.
I think the addition of Wanda Sykes this season has been great. She's a bit player, but, you know, she's on there. And we're seeing more of Pops and more of Jennifer Holiday as the mother. And the kids are still cute, you know, because the kids, I think that's a problem with Modern Family. We're getting to the point where the kids aren't cute anymore.
No, they're not cute anymore.
And that always
Although I still have a problem with the older kids, especially the girl, who I just don't feel she's really fleshed out yet. The younger kids are great.
The teenager on Blackish? Yeah, I agree with you. I liked in season 1 where we saw them at school a little bit. I thought that was like her and Junior, we would see them. Remember when Junior was being bullied?
Yes.
I think we could get out of the house and get out of the ad agency a little more, but it's a solid show and a great companion for Modern Family, and not a sub.
No, it's absolutely not. But I think people are like, oh, you know, they're just trying to do Modern Family, but it's black now, and that's not what is going on.
Nope, it's Blackish. Actually,
it's Blackish.
Vicky, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Jessica Jones. As I said, I would be talking about. You know, it was for me, it was a year of like really big ideas. You talked about The Leftovers, we talked about Fargo, which is kind of about the death of the American dream, and Jessica Jones is about, you know, you can appreciate it just on sort of the superhero level, the moody, gritty superhero level, but it's also about the lasting trauma, please don't tune out now, of rape and emotional abuse and guilt. But it's done in such a nimble way. That, you know, you're watching it and then you're well, at least I did. Some of the men that I have talked to didn't get this at all.
Oh, boy.
But you just see the metaphor there, but it's not being exploitative. I kept thinking also how they were going to string this season out over 13 episodes when it's really just about Jessica Jones trying to bring down Kilgrave, who is the villain who has the power of mind control and controlled her for, I don't know, months or years. But every single episode, stood by itself, really clever, different tactics that she was using to bring him down, that there was no bad episode of the entire bunch, which is really hard to say for any show.
Oh, that's true.
And what I really loved about this particular villain, and what I loved about the hero Jessica Jones, played by Kristen Ritter,
yes.
got it this time, is that the thing about Kilgrave is that he could turn anybody into a weapon. He could control anybody's minds, and Jessica Jones could be walking down the street and somebody could come up and try to kill her. And that wasn't as scary for her as if Kilgrave was trying to make people kill themselves in front of her, because she has the superhero complex and she has the guilt. And that was almost like a fate worse than death for her, is to, be unable to prevent somebody else from hurting themselves or killing themselves.
Well, I haven't watched Jessica Jones yet.
Please watch it.
I don't have Netflix.
Get it.
No. So, you know how my Netflix viewing works this way. When Orange is the New Black's new season premiered, I will get Netflix, and then I will catch up on all of the other Netflix shows that I missed. That's how it works. Just a side note, when does the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt come back?
I think it comes back in March or April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the spring.
All right, maybe then I will get Netflix for a week or a couple months. So my number 5, there's no anticipation. It's my least. My least favorite of my favorites for the year goes to Survivor. What? Look, just because you don't watch
quality TV and you pick Survivor.
This season of Survivor has been really good. For a show that is 30 plus seasons in, debuted in 2000. So we're 15 years into the show, and it still has a season where someone who has watched every single season is like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. That's a quality show. You can hate on it all you want, Vicki Hyman.
I'm not hating on it. It's just like there's so much television out there. I mean, all the shows that I left off my top 10 list.
Okay. But a show that keeps you coming. 15. It's like Grey's Anatomy. Now, I won't say that Grey's Anatomy was one of my favorite shows of the year. I still think it holds up pretty well this, many years in. But 15 years of Survivor, more than 30 seasons, hundreds of contestants, and this season surprises me every week. Okay. Every week, it's been pretty good. All right, I already know what your number 1 is.
Yeah, I've pretty much said it. It's The Leftovers. Actually, I think I mentioned it last week, the week before that. It is my number 1 show of the year, and it's tackling things that just don't get tackled: the nature of belief, the appeal of nihilism, and how you can never be sure about what's going on in the head of another person, even if you live with them. I.e.,
even if they're your daughter.
Even if they're your daughter. Yeah. There was a line from the first season that came back to me. It was when Kevin Garvey was talking to the guy who made a bit of figment of his imagination, the one who was shooting dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy said something along the lines of, "They're not our dogs, not anymore." And that just reminded me of Evie in the sense that, you can't control what goes on with your own children. And that is very, very clear from what happened this past season. And to jump off of what you said earlier is that, it was a very risky season. There was a lot of stuff that went on that you're just like, whoa, especially when they returned to the hotel.
Oh, yes. Oh, my. They killed the poor man for the second
hotel.
time in 3 weeks.
They went back to the Purgatory, and I was like, oh, my God, you're kidding me. But, the strength of the writing and the plotting and the characterization, it was all so strong that I was willing to go wherever they took me and not really question it.
Agreed. I love the season. I'm glad that more people watched, because I think that's really why we got the 3rd season. And our producer Anthony told me that some guilty remnants showed up outside of the HBO offices smoking their cigarettes, wearing their white outfits the day before it was renewed. So, I mean,
awesome.
People are really into the show. I've tried to get more of my friends to watch it, so we'll see for season 3 if that can happen.
I just like to run down quick for you, and please read it on NJ.com when it's posted. My top 10 also includes, because Anthony, my producer, was kicking me, Bloodline was number 6, Anthony.
Wait, is that the Kyle Chandler?
That's the Kyle Chandler one. Catastrophe and Amazon, which I mentioned, was number 7. The Man in the High Castle, Amazon, number 8. Transparent, the 2nd season, also on Amazon. I'm just realizing this now. Number 9, and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, number 10.
Oh, all right.
That's a good top 10, people.
It is decent. It's not for the everyday people.
It's not.
Because then it would include Bad Girls Club.
Lot for everybody.
The Challenge. Marriage Boot Camp reality stars, Sister Wives.
Oh my God, you do not watch
Little
Sister
People
Wives.
LA. I absolutely watch Sister Wives.
Oh my God.
See, I can be highbrow and lowbrow. I bring balance to the TV Hangover podcast. Just saying.
That's what we're calling it.
And speaking of lowbrow, Quantico.
Yes, which started off as like my favorite pilot of the fall season.
I would like to note that I said from the very beginning that I thought the pilot was mediocre.
The pilot was not mediocre.
It absolutely was.
It was not. It had everything.
The writing was on the wall.
No.
Well, anyway, this past Sunday was the winter finale of Quantico, where we finally, thank God, find out who the bomber was, or did we?
No, we didn't find out who the bomber was.
We did. Well,
sort of. We didn't find out who the mastermind was.
Right. But
we just, okay. Are we going to?
I mean, you go, give us the recap. What happened on this
Okay,
episode?
so it turns out that Elias, who was the guy who sort of gay stalked Simon.
Gay stalked him.
Which we had a problem with the entire time and thought it was very weird and creepy.
Weird.
It turned out to be for a reason. He was setting up Simon, as he was also part of the conspiracy to set up Alex for the Grand Central and whatever else bombing.
Yeah.
There was another bombing that happened at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. They blew up the bank that was being used as the headquarters to figure out who did the Grand Central bombing. So presumably more FBI people got
but like how
killed.
There's so many questions here, Vicki. Let's not forget that Elias left Quantico like a few weeks in
because he ran off during the bomb.
Right, when they had a bomb exercise, the fake bomb exercise, he ran off. Do you think? Oh my God, it's coming together. So if he was being blackmailed by the mastermind of the Grand Central attack, do you think at that point he was like, well, hell, this could be a real bomb?
Yeah, it could have been.
And maybe that's why he ran off. Oh, now it makes sense. Still not good, though. Still not good.
Still not good.
So...
So there were so many things wrong with this finale. I think I've officially gone to hate watching it.
Oh no!
First of all, Elias was just pretty terrible in his final scene.
You mean the actor?
The actor.
Yes.
The actor
whose
was
name
just,
we don't recall.
Yeah, I don't think it matters because he threw himself out of a window.
No. That is not what happened. He backed up casually and fell out of the window.
You don't think he meant to commit suicide?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
But you're making it sound like he took some grand gesture. It was like, I finally realized what I have to do. And then he backs up and the window just happens to be open.
There's no bars on it. There's no bars on it in a hotel.
For those of you listening who've never been to New York City, I dare you to find a window that will open in a high rise. Yeah. I dare you. So he like backs up and falls out the window. It was ridiculous.
The thing that really, really bothered me also about that final season where the the big scene where Simon is like strapped to a chair and the what do you call
detonator?
That thing? The detonator is like strapped to his wrist and he has to keep his finger on it because otherwise it'll go off. He suddenly becomes William Faulkner. Okay, this is a guy presumably raised in the Northeast. They mention he's conservative Jew, pro-Zionist family. And suddenly he is William Faulkner with this thick accent, and it turns out the actor is from Mississippi and just was dealing with some nerves. I don't even know.
It's over.
I don't even know. I think
Priyanka
really
Chopra has also slipped a little bit back into her native accent.
Well, I always wonder because she has such a deep accent, such a deep voice that I wonder if like that's part of her putting it on, like that very throaty husky thing.
Right.
I would like to hear her just talk because it always is a very little distracting when she opens her mouth.
It is. So what we find out. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. And also the fact that Alex had pleaded guilty to the bombing and had 24 hours in FBI custody before she gets sentenced, like that would happen within 24 hours, and yet is like running through the streets of New York with her magical hoodie of invisibility again. Actually, I don't know if she's wearing the hoodie.
No, she wasn't wearing the hoodie. But
it's like she's the most gorgeous woman in the world, and she's just running like she's a convicted terrorist.
Her.
Just nobody knows. Grand
Central has been bombed. So many things. Marsha Cross shows up in this episode as the mother of what's the kid's name again?
The douchey guy.
Oh, blonde-haired.
Shelby's boyfriend, Caleb.
Yes, shows up as Caleb's mother, which I love.
Vice
Marsha
presidential
Cross,
candidate.
Vice presidential candidate. And then the big twist at the end
is that Caleb shows up. There's a flashback. He has an alternate personality. Alex Raymond. No, I can't remember. Mark Raymond. Where he wears glasses, so he looks completely different because that's
like
what glasses
Superman.
do. Like the magical hoodie, the magical glasses of changing your face around. He shows up in a flashback at the bank, which later became the headquarters to check out the vaults.
And we see that although they deactivate the bomb found in the hotel where Simon is sitting with his hand on the detonator, once he lets his hand go,
it blows up
the bank. So that was the second bombing. That's how we're gonna move forward into the second half of the season.
I also love the whole subplot with Shelby, because all the Nats happen to have formal gowns in their closets to go to Caleb's fancy family party, in DC. Whatever. And Shelby discovers that. Shelby meets Caleb's parents. Caleb's parents are, the assistant FBI director and the vice presidential candidate. They've been estranged for a long time, but they might get back together because it would look better for the vice presidential candidates if she's happy with her husband. And Caleb can't take it up, so he has to blow up his entire family. And Shelby's using this he's blowing up his family as a metaphor for the fact that he likes to blow things up.
That was a red herring for me, where I was ridiculous. Oh, it's Caleb. Oh, okay, got it. All right.
Yeah.
So
Ryan has an ex-wife. Alex may be going home with Liam. Did you see that at the end?
I did see that. That was weird. This whole show's ridiculous. We're heading into the second half of season 1. I will still continue to hate watch. Vicki is clearly hate watching it now.
I'm now hate watching, which actually may be more enjoyable.
And you know what? There will be a season 2 where we can continue our hate watch. So that's going to do it for this episode of TV Hangover. Next week, we're going to talk about
new winter shows.
So while all of these shows are on hiatus for 3 months, you'll have other things to watch.
And complain about.
That's what we'll do. So join us back here next week on TV Hangover TV Hangover podcast. Follow us on iTunes and Stitcher and Spreaker, and tune in and subscribe and review. And tweet us at TV Hangover Show. Right?
Thanks for listening.
Oh, wait, Vicki, I wanted to give a shout out to one of our loyal listeners, Jack. Hey, Jack. We know that you're listening, so thanks for interacting with us on Twitter. Tell all your friends.